Do you ever feel like there's a pattern emerging in your awareness, nudging you to look a little closer at stories that are popping up in front of you? In our series on the forbidden scriptures, we've encountered texts that challenge everything. And this one, the Protoevangelium of James, wasn't found at Nag Hammadi, but its spirit is right there with those texts. A text hidden away waiting for a future age to understand it. It feels less like an ancient book and more like another clue left by the universe, that universal hand that moves behind the scenes providing signs for the next cycle to get some understanding. This text claims to hold the secret life of Mary, the mother of Jesus. And it starts not with Mary, but with her parents, setting a tone of divine intention from the very beginning. Quote number 1, "And behold, an angel of the Lord appeared, saying unto him, Anna, Anna, the Lord hath heard thy prayer. Thou shalt conceive and bear, and thy seed shall be spoken of in the whole world." Right away, Mary's birth is announced by an angel, just like Jesus. She is placed on a divine path before she's ever born. And her months were fulfilled, and in the 9th month Anna brought forth, and she said unto the midwife, "What have I brought forth?" And she said, "A female." And Anna said, "My soul is magnified this day." There's a profound joy here, a celebration of the divine feminine arriving. And the next text describes Mary's own childhood, dedicated to the temple at an incredibly young age. Quote number 3, "And she was 3 years old when her father said, Let us call the undefiled daughters of the Hebrews, and let them take each a lamp, and let them be burning, that the child may not turn backward, and her heart be taken captive away from the temple of the Lord." This isn't just a simple drop-off, it's a ritual. The lamps are to be kept burning, so her focus on the divine path to ensure that the spark isn't tempted away. Quote number 4, "And the priest received her and kissed her and blessed her, saying, The Lord hath magnified thy name among all generations, and thee shall the Lord manifest his redemption unto the children of Israel." The high priest recognizes her destiny. She is the vessel. And then comes a story of her perpetual virginity, a core doctrine that finds its roots right here in quote number 5. "And the priest said unto Joseph, Thou hast been chosen by a lot to take into thy keeping the virgin of the Lord. But Joseph refused, saying, I have sons, and I am an old man. But she is a young girl, lest I become a laughingstock to the children of Israel." Joseph is afraid and hesitant. He's an old man and a widower. This isn't a young romance, it's a sacred guardianship. The famous test of the water is described next, to prove Mary's purity after she's found with child. "And the priest said, Mary, wherefore hast thou done this? Wherefore hast thou humbled thy soul and forgotten the Lord thy God? And the priest said, Give up the virgin whom thou receive out of the temple of the Lord." And Joseph was silent. The tension was palpable. Joseph is silent because he knows the truth, but how can he explain it? "And the priest said, I will give you to drink the water of the conviction of the Lord, and they will make manifest your sin among you. This is the trial, the bitter water that will reveal the truth." And he made Joseph drink and sent him into the hill country. And he returned whole. He made Mary also drink and sent her into the hill country. And she returned whole. They both passed the test. The community is stunned. The text is establishing that this conception transcends physical law. Even the midwife at birth of Jesus bears witness to this miracle. "And the midwife went forth from the cave, and Salome met her. And she said to her, Salome, Salome, a new sight have I to tell thee. A virgin hath brought forth, which her nature alloweth not. A virgin has given birth. Nature itself has been suspended. And Salome said, As the Lord my God liveth, except I thrust in my finger and search her, I will not believe that a virgin hath brought forth. Salome demands physical proof. She needs to see for herself. This is the ultimate symbol of doubt, of requiring empirical, mechanistic proof. And Salome thrust her finger to search her, and cried out, saying, Woe unto mine unbelief, because I have tempted the living God, and behold, my hand falleth away from me in fire. Her doubt literally burned her. She is physically punished for requiring external proof of an internal spiritual truth. And she wept bitterly, saying, Look upon me, for I am afflicted because of mine unbelief. This is a pivotal moment. In this lesson, belief is an external ritual versus direct internal knowing. Gnosis versus dogma. And behold, an angel of the Lord appeared, saying unto her, Salome, Salome, the Lord had heard thee. Bring thy hand near unto the child, and take him up, and there shall be unto thee salvation and joy. Her healing comes not from a priest, not from a ritual, but from embracing the child, the symbol of the divine spark itself. And immediately Salome was healed, and she came forth from the grave justified. She is justified, made right, through direct experience and connection, not through outside dogma. And behold, a voice came saying, Salome, Salome, tell not the strange things which thou hast seen, until that child enter into Jerusalem. And finally a command to keep this secret knowledge, this gnosis, hidden until the time is right. So what is this text really pointing to? I feel like it's laying out a path that's radically different from the mainstream salvation story. Mainstream Christianity often preaches salvation through external belief, belief in a historical event, administered by an institution. It can become mechanistic. Once again, stand, kneel, put money in the basket, cross yourself, eat the flesh, drink the blood, put some more money in the basket. What does this actually do? Any of it? How does that ritual actually organize a community to provide for itself, to lift each other up? It's just training. It's training us to pay tribute to a hierarchy, to fund buildings for these rituals, while there are people in need outside and inside those same buildings. How does it teach us anything actually to empower us to become functional, sovereign individuals? This text, like others in this series, point inward. The path isn't about belief in an external event. It's about internal awakening. It's the realization of divine spark within, the Christ within. Your own consciousness is the temple. This is why these stories are so saturated with celestial symbolisms. The sun, the stars, cycles, male, female, marriage, prostitution, holiness. They are metaphors for an internal process. The Christ oil traveling up the spine, the awakening of energy. It's all a map of inner transformation. It's about self-salvation. This changes everything. It means fixing the source, your own awareness, instead of constantly trying to wipe clean a mirror in front of you. It is self-knowledge as the only true salvation. This text and others like it were suppressed by an emergent orthodoxy. They had to be, because a message that says you contain the divine, you can find God within, you don't need a go-between, is a direct threat to institutional power and control. So I'll leave you with this. Again, ask yourself, why are we aware of these things? There is so much we don't know. Literally, we don't know what we don't know. So why this pattern? Why this text? Why this idea? Maybe it's not about accepting this new historical truth. Maybe it's just a nudge, another sign, asking us to look a little closer, not at the scripture itself, but at our own consciousness, to ask what within you is waiting to be born.